Buzz in progress, black and white LAPD. Coming around for a slow buzz. Ready for a close-up, fellas? Better not look this way.
And I remember, I'll swear on a stack of Bibles, I remember a lizard man in that office.
In the police station, when he was being held down and the sergeant came over, he said the sergeant shapeshifted in front of him, turned into a reptile, and then came back to human, and then shapeshifted again and returned.
You know what? I think we should get the hell out of Japan. You know, the war was fought, it's over, and I think that in reality, they want us gone. That is, American, white people, whatever. I think that the protests in Okinawa are just a visible sign. And if you were to ask people truly what they want, they may not say it openly because they don't want to piss off their Satan-controlled Japanese government. That president guy now, fully tell he's a sellout. But I think most Japanese want their land back. If I was in charge, I would take and disassemble all of that crap and put it in a dump landfill somewhere in California and restore the natural beauty of that land, and leave them the hell alone. Don't leave any American base there, and not only that, but would encourage them to completely dismantle and stop using nuclear energy sites. It's just totally not worth it. I mean, that should be like a prerequisite for everything. Get rid of everything nuclear. Nuclear weapons, nuclear reactors, all of it. And there's other forms of energy that have been available to us, but no, the reptilians that rule us want to make sure that we pollute everything and destroy everything and become sick by everything and ruin everything. And it's just disgusting. You know, I'm not losing sight of the fact that we got non-humans ruling our government. And, you know, I don't blame Japanese for hating whites, but I actually don't think that's the problem. I think that the reptilians are using whites because they're usable. They're the most competent. It's the same thing as the Jews for banking. They use the Jews for their banking arm. But, you know, I'm going to make a video talking about how a lot of people think that it's Israel that's in charge, or that it's the Vatican that's in charge, or it's the Jesuits that are behind it, or, you know, maybe a consortium of all those, and not know that the nation that's the cause of it all is America. It is America. It always has been. It always will be. And the problem will continue as long as America continues. That is why the scripture tells us that all the nations will eventually figure it out. People think that Israel is in charge of America through the banking system. And that's not the case at all. The case is that America tells Israel what to do. Israel is just a proxy state set up just to accomplish America's goals in the Middle East. It has nothing to do with reestablishing the Jewish nation. Some people may think that, but it's not. It's actually a control mechanism for the reptilians that rule America, which are headed by Satan. Okay, you got to realize it's Satan. Satan is the king of America and therefore the king of also the world. And it's his agenda that they're following, not some sort of Israeli or Vatican or Jesuit or Illuminati or something else. You got to realize they all serve Satan. And Satan has his power base in America. And until you deal with the American power base, you see, no nation and no source rules the world without military might to back it up. And so until you solve the American problem, you're not solving the problem. Because Israel wouldn't be a problem without America. The Illuminati wouldn't have any power without America. The Japanese would be able to get rid of American bases on their land if it wasn't for America, okay, or any other bases on their land, because they're all afraid of the American military power, which includes alien tech. But it's going to come back on their head. Be patient. The nations are going to figure it out. They're working on it. God is going to put into their hearts, into the kings of the other nations, to burn that city which reigns over the whole earth, which is in fact Los Angeles. Don't be fooled. The power base is here. Okay, now the information that I have for that I can't get into, but people think that it's Washington D.C. People think it's New York. People think it's somewhere else. People think it's any other place. Maybe they even think it's out in space or whatever. No, it's Los Angeles. Specifically, I believe underground is where the real reptilian power base resides. It's not Washington, by the way, just because it has that satanic symbol and the phallic symbol of the monument and all that stuff. That's a distraction. They're very good. The reptilians are very good. They do all kinds of things to keep people from realizing the real truth, and so that's one of them, is to make people think that the power base is anywhere else other than Los Angeles, that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Los Angeles, the whore Babylon, that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. One sign that you can tell that great city that reigns over all the kings of the earth, Babylon, is actually Los Angeles, is in the scripture that says that all the nations were forced to drink the wine of the wrath of her fornication. My hometown here in Los Angeles, California, the San Fernando Valley, West Valley, is actually the porn capital of the world. Okay, there is more disgusting, degenerate, whore sluts and their filmmakers here in Los Angeles, in the West San Fernando Valley, than there are anywhere in the world. It's disgusting beyond belief, and it's all so dark here. The sunny, beautiful California, it looks great, it feels great, but then you're here for a while and you begin to feel the karma, especially if you go downtown or you go anywhere where the film studios are. Oh boy, the karma is so rancid. It's disgusting. See, if America said to the Rothschilds, give all your money away, they would. If America said to Israel, give all the land back to the Palestinians, they would right away. Because you see, America is the ruling power of the world. They have the military muscle to rule. No one else does. If America told the Vatican to rename the Catholic Church the Church of Satan, Divine Pedophilia, they would do it. And they would also not wear pants so that they all walk around with their penis hanging out. They would do it. Why? Because they serve Satan loyally. Satan, the king of America. This is getting confused. This is getting lost. People aren't realizing this. The world is ruled by America, the oppressor, that evil city, the city that is also known as the Place of Dragons, where they found that big dragon nest under the city and then they covered that up because they didn't want people figuring out that that's the real power base of the ruling party of the world, which is Reptilian, which is Satan, which is America.
And I remember, I'll swear on a stack of Bibles, I remember a lizard man in that office.